Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful day here in the Eifel Mountains. It is time for the Nürburgring. It is time to do my first laps in the Shelby GT500, the very same car that I bought in the US, drove coast to coast, drove on the Gumball 3000, imported to the UK, got registered, paid all the taxes, and we're now here in Germany with this car on Easter weekend to go out and see what the GT500 is like. Now there's one potential problem. This thing is really pretty loud. American exhausts, not originally homologated for Europe, completely unmodified, exactly as per stock, but let's hope we don't get kicked off. Anyway, a lap or two, first of the season for me in the Shelby GT500. Let's head out. Herein lies the problem. Of course, being an American car, you can press lock and double press the button below, and then that, completely stock, sounds amazing, but there are actually sound regulations, and this is very much at the top end. When you're driving in track mode, of course, the exhaust is fully opened. It's awesome, but it might be a bit much. So you're going to see with me if we get 2 laps today or if the car gets banned after the first for the rest of the day. That's how the system actually works. But let's just stop that for the moment. This being the GT500 carbon fiber track pack, well, we've got the 5.2 litre supercharged V8 up front, 760 horsepower, absolute monster. We've also got carbon fiber wheels. We've got the splitter wickers that wrap around at the front. We've got a nice big spoiler at the back. It is, of course, a track monster. It is a car that is designed to be driven on the racetrack. This car also has the rear seat delete. We've got the Recaro seats. We do need to run around and just slightly lower the tyre pressures before we head on out to get it ready, because the front ones especially are going to get very warm. There's a lot of weight up front, not so much weight in the back of the thing. I've done a few track days with it already, actually. When we were over in the US, it's even been driven by Billy Johnson. That was an epic day out when Billy took the wheel of my car over at Button Willow to show me how you can drive this thing and to throw it sideways at over 100 miles an hour. This car's been sideways over 100 miles an hour. Yeah, that was a moment and a half. But today, we'll try and keep it in a straight line. That's the goal. It's cold out there. We've got Cup 2 tyres. I had to change the front ones, I think, once we had got it over to the UK. I can't remember if it was fronts or rears, but we've got some decent tread going on all around. And I think I should just let out some air from the pressures and then go and have some fun, see what it's like, GT500 on the Nürburgring. Into drive we go. We've got a small bit of a queue between here and the entrance to TF. That'll give us time to get everything set up and ready. It'll probably ping up that we've got low tyre pressures in just a moment. We've got Turbo Transport with the Emira, actually. Long story, he had to go pick up his trailer that we had left somewhere, took the Emira, has brought that back, and as soon as this Volvo has gone by, we can roll off in this direction. That was funny, to go get ready. So, of course, as I've mentioned, it's TF. That means public road rolls. That means overtaking on the left. That means slowing down as you go through Adenau Breitscheid. That means being responsible, respectful. It's not a race. It is about having fun. First laps of the GT500, which of course I haven't driven at all on the journey over in this direction. We will play around a little bit with the different driving modes. I'll probably start off in sport and then turn it up into track a little bit later on. We're in auto at the moment. Maybe we'll pop it down to manual and enjoy the speed of the dual clutch transmission in this car, which to be honest is one of the best parts about it. It just shifts so phenomenally quickly. Obviously GT350, GT350R has the non-supercharged engine with a manual box, very different driving experience, but this thing is a beast. It is an absolute monster. Left-hand drive because of course it is a US import and because they don't sell them in the UK, so you can't buy a right-hand drive GT500. It is left-hand drive or nothing, which is completely fine because we're over here in Germany. So, as mentioned, a little bit of a traffic jam, but we'll get down to the front and then we will head straight on out. Here we are, excitement in overdrive. Oh, GT Black Series, very, very nice. Lots of exceptional cars around these parts. I'm also going to be popping some gloves on just because we've got the Alcantara steering wheel inside this thing and I quite like or prefer to be wearing gloves. I'm amazed that it's not actually very busy as we come through here. Just buy myself a quick extra second while we head up towards the barriers. So, gloves are on. Up to the barrier we go. Hello.
Hi.
Flip the card. Barrier is open. Card in the pocket. Windows closed. Alrighty. Here we roll. Out onto the green hell. First lap of 2023 in the GT500. The first of a few, I hope, with this car. We'll ease into it a bit, just because I want to get my head back fully on the ground. Firstly with driving the car, secondly with driving the Nürburgring. So it has been a while, some things might have changed. First lap of the day as well, of course. Oh, a little bit slippy there. Obviously we'll need to get some heat into those tyres. Easing onto the throttle, not going full throttle yet. As we head down towards the first compression. 200 odd kilometers an hour through there, yep. Got a couple of cars making some decent pace out in front of us. The sound of this is just monstrous. Definitely conscious that as we go through here, yeah, it will feel a little bit slippy until there's some temps into those tyres as we go out towards Sabine Schmidt's curve, which really starts the green hell as we make our way around here. Stay tuned for lap 2 when we're going to dial things up even more. Oh, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be driving here again. Even in sport mode, the way it holds the revs is awesome. So we're driving through the Hudson back section. It feels good to be back. Now I'm going to try to avoid curbs too aggressively today because of knowing that we've got carbon fiber wheels that are exceedingly expensive. I want to do the best possible job of making sure we're not smashing those through the curves of the track if we don't need to be. So we head out through here. All well and dandy so far. This is where we're going to be speeding away towards Schwedenkreuz, the fastest section of the TF lap. This thing is a monster. Oh, that's 250 kilometers an hour, 155 miles per hour. So we go through the off camber here, around through Arenburg. Good pace down towards the foxhole. Got to watch out for the car in front though. Tight corners. Now we've got the miss hit miss. Gosh, it's fun to be back here. Being reminded of it all, being reminded of how much fun this place can be. And being able to put the foot right to the floor in the Shelby GT500, because that is what this thing is made for. It takes the 6th gen Mustang platform, it transforms it into this. It's time for two things. Firstly, up into full track mode. Secondly, into manual, to start using the shift paddles on the steering wheel to enjoy even more of this. Completely different dashboard display as well. Never expect this car to drive as well as it does, to be able to carry the speed that it carries, and to be able to deliver the speed that it delivers, to absolutely eat up the Nordschleife. The way we catch other cars here. I mean, of course, we've got 760 horsepower. Come up from Stelstracker to the famous carousel. We'll drop in. I think we've got plenty of ground clearance in here. Keep it tight to the inside. Never let the car jump out too early. Wait for it. Back on the power. Bit of traction control intervention. It's so fast. Now we we're going to come through Whipperman. We're not going to be doing the Whipperman challenge today. We will be trying to avoid these curbs. Coming around towards the famous YouTube corner in just a moment, through Eisbach first, and then down towards Brünchen, where of course the crowds are out in force today. Concentration in overload. First lap in a while, and if I can say so myself, we're going at some pretty decent pace here. Thankfully, it's not actually that busy, which is making for quite a pleasant little drive out. Oh, this bit's super fast. Very conscious of the car, we're quickly catching ahead. We're actually getting right towards the end of the lap now, so I'm going to take it easily because I'm conscious there might be a bit of a queue for the exit, and it would be better to cool off the brakes as much as we can as we head out from here. Always good advice, by the way. Always thoroughly recommend, if driving here, to get your car set up well for the exit, especially in a heavy car like this where you've been braking hard. But yeah, I would say that was pretty sweet. First laps of the GT500, a rite of passage for any Shmeemobile. It has now joined the club. It has been to the Nordschleife. It has driven a lap of the Green Hell. I shouldn't speak too soon because we haven't yet technically made it back round. But here we come to the gantry. The end of the lap. The end of some epic fun. First lap in the Shelby GT500. Give yourself some video editor's notes.
You were having fun at this moment in time.
Wait, that's my room key card.
Should I put this in?
That one. That's my ring card. Could you imagine? We're heading around then for lap 2. It's been a bit of a traffic jam, as you can imagine. All the different lanes of cars following a very nice M5 at the moment. Amazed how the track itself hasn't been all that busy. But yeah. Got our tyre pressures in check, those are all nice. And then second lap of the day. Suspect it won't be the last lap of the day. I hope it won't be the last lap of the day. But we haven't been booted out yet, which is the important thing. This is where they would come up to me and be like, your car's a little bit noisy. But thankfully today, we're not too noisy. So I can't complain about that. It's all gone rather well. We are through the barrier. It is time for the second lap with the GT500, second lap of the day. So let's see if we've got a bit more heat in the tyres, although having been standing still for a while, probably not. Anyway, second gear. There we go. Oh, we've gone back into auto. There we go, manual. This is where you realise how fast a car like this is. As we go 225 miles an hour through the compression, catching up with the Renault in front like it's barely moving. That's actually quite terrifying how much there is a speed differential like that. But yes, we are significantly more sticky on the tarmac this time around than we were on the last lap. This thing is so fast, but also so surprisingly controlled and grippy. You don't think a car as big and heavy as this, it's a Mustang, should be able to drive like this smoothly, but obnoxiously quickly in the process. And brake pretty well as well, considering. I'm obviously not going full ham on the brakes because I want them to survive some laps and not to be completely toast for the journey home. But impressive, very impressive. That spurt of power. Thank you to the GR Yaris. It's the way that you can just lean on this, feed back in the power, monstrous amounts of it. this big should not move this quickly. So we catch up with the M5 in front of us here. Keep it tight. That amount of G-force, the lean on the front tyres. And a yellow flag section, so we've got to back it off, take it easy. We are unleashed from the yellow flag, back on the hunt for the M5. No, all in good spirits. On the power. What on earth? How does it do that? Now, rather than drive behind traffic, I've just taken it easily for a moment to let everybody get slightly further ahead. And now we are back on the power. The power into Bergwerk. This is the corner that always used to throw me, not really knowing how tight it was going to be. And in the damp especially, it is super slippery. God, the closing speed there on the little Peugeot. That was not normal. Thank you very much. Everybody's being super kind and friendly today. Great driver etiquette. Always worth being very aware of what's behind you because it's less stressful when you don't have a fast car being held up behind as well. Your style strecker. So frantic. Into carousel. Smile for all the racetracker photographers. Make sure you get those shots after your lap on racetracker.de. Fuel light has flashed up. Because GT500, of course, you can only do 2 laps on a tank. That's not a good place to overtake. It's very kind of him to offer. Keep it to the left, thank you very much. Over the jump. Wow. We're catching with this big line of cars quickly. I think that's my cue to back it off there. No point in trying to get through a little battle of cars ahead. Let's just take it easily and cruise to the end. What a wonderful pair of laps in the GT500. That's been really, really good. Oh, so much fun. Wow. That was cool. That was really, really cool. We technically, again, haven't quite made it all the way around. The M5 is going to come back past. Watch your brakes, buddy. You don't want them to be toast. But yeah, we will cruise it on out from here. Take it easily up to the traffic jam to say farewell to our lap. That's been a whole lot of fun. That has been a whole lot of fun. Exactly how I wanted to break the duck of the GT500 for 2023 and do my first laps here. But yeah, we are definitely going to have to go and get some petrol. We would not make it around for another lap right now. We are back at base. That has been quite the traffic jam, and for those who are still wondering why I'm not doing laps with the Zenvo out here this weekend, from when we drove under the gantry until when we left the Nordschleife was 40 minutes before the traffic jams then on the roads. That's how long, with the way that people just take their time to get out of there, it is. And I don't fancy that uphill in traffic with hot brakes and a hot engine and hot everything in the Zenvo, because I don't want something to go wrong. And even this was kind of complaining about the heat while we were doing it. So long story short, if I'm going to do a lap, it's not going to be over this weekend because it needs to be at a time when I can actually go and drive. Onto this, however, exactly what I hoped it would be. Another Shmeemobile that has broken its Nurburgring duck, has done some laps out here. It was mega. The sound, the feeling didn't get kicked off. That's probably the most exciting thing. It didn't set off the sound traps, so it must be just a touch quieter than the STO underload in the places where they measure that. But yeah, been awesome during TF, getting the GT500 out here, had so much fun with that. But you know what, I'm gonna wrap it up for there. We wanna go and grab a bite to eat. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. That's it for this time, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.